What is up, everybody? It is your boy Is Nefarious, and I am here with another edition of Gold Rush. We are finally back into our series. It's been a long pause because of the fact that we did not make the playoffs last season, so it's just been off season thus far. We finally did the draft, we finally did free agency. We are in preseason week 1, and let's take a look at where we're at so far this season. Well, it's the beginning of the season. Let's take a look where we're at after free agency, after draft, and all that good stuff. And we are looking different. As you can see, we did go down a little bit, and overall we had to shed some cap, we had to move some pieces, so we did go down a bit in overall. Let's take a look at what we got. So we're taking a look at the roster. We're going to start with the quarterbacks, which is extremely different. As you can see here, we got Tom Brady, who we signed in the offseason. He is a superstar quarterback, and the big thing with signing him is we wanted to draft a quarterback or two in this draft and hopefully get a dev trade. For those of you that don't know about PML, one of the things that make it special is the way they handle draft classes. Draft classes aren't like the draft classes you download online through Madden share. They aren't draft classes that have dev traits already put in. Everybody is normal in the draft. Where you draft your player, who you have mentoring, all kinds of different factors go into the dev trait for whoever you draft. So my thought process about bringing Tom Brady home: one, he's from San Francisco, having ended his career, I guess, with San Fran. I'm a Patriots fan, so I know a lot about Tom Brady, and I'm a big Tom Brady fan. I'm more of a Tom Brady guy than a Bill Belichick guy. So I brought him home to San Fran. His superstar ability will hopefully give a better chance for guys like Davis Mills, who we drafted out of Stanford, and then also Holton Allers, who we drafted out of East Carolina. We drafted two quarterbacks. Both have good arm strength with 93 and 94, and we also made a trade for Jacob Eason. So we have a fallback option when it comes to throw power. I mean, they're all roughly the same. Jacob Eason's got a little more accuracy, specifically on the short accuracy. But when it comes to like play action and stuff, Holton Allers is pretty good. He's got 87 play action. We could also go with Tom Brady with his 94 play action. He's got hot route master, and he's got a bunch of stuff that you would like to have. Even though he is a 77 overall now, he lost a lot of throw power. He still is solid, good accuracy, good play action, as I mentioned. Could throw under pressure, could throw on the run. He is not the worst if we wanted to go with him. So that's one option. But we might go with one of the young guys depending on what kind of dev trait, or we might start with Tom Brady, and then throughout the season, once we get one of those guys up there, we'll move on from Tom Brady. Who knows? Another guy we picked up is Duke Johnson Jr. He won't be a starting guy for us, but he will be like a change of pace back and also a receiving back for us. He's 85 overall, good acceleration, good agility, great juke move. I think it's up to 94. But our starting guy is going to be Ty Chandler. As you can see, he's got 90 juke, 85 spin. Got to work on some stuff like his carrying, his break tackle we got to put up, even if we want to put up his stiff arm or trucking. There's a few things we need to put up with him to get him where we want him. Then we have Jerick McKinnon. We got Jerick McKinnon. Rodney Anderson was probably going to get cut. And then we got the rookie that we drafted, on Andrew Van Buren. He is a power back. If we want to punch it in at the goal line, 6 foot 228. Not the biggest power back to Derrick Henry standards and stuff like that, but he's got good size to him. So he was another draft pick for us, late draft pick. I think we picked him last in the 7th round. Ben Mason is the new fullback for the San Fran offense. We are switching our personnel and our scheme. We will run a lot more 12 personnel. For those that you don't, for those of you that don't know, 12 personnel is 1 running back, 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers. That's the personnel we want to run. We'll see how it works out. Ben Mason will be a good option when we're going into the goal line. He's got pretty good lead block. He's not as good as Kyle Juszczyk, but he is pretty solid. 86 lead block. The run block, I believe, isn't that high. I went past it. 73, so it's not too bad. But that lead block is really good, so he'll be fine for us. We're going to move on to wide receiver, where we got some moving pieces. We no longer have Deebo Samuel. We traded him to the Lions for Jacob Eason and Marvin Hall Jr. We really wanted Jacob Eason, and Deebo Samuel was going into the last year of his contract. And based on how I want to run my offense, he was a guy that was expendable. As you can see here, if you look through my roster, we got 6'4" Mike Williams, Kendrick Bourne, who we signed when we first took over San Fran. Wasn't really thinking. I was rushed into the offseason, rushed into San Fran, and kind of wasn't really thinking about the big picture. So now I'm stuck with his contract. No big deal, but wish I never made that signing. Then we got Marquez Valdes-Scantling, 6'4", who we brought in, who's got good speed. Could be an over the top guy for us. We still got Brandon Ayuk if we want to get him involved. Then we got Marvin Hall, 94 speed, which was nice to add. Even though we kind of gave up Deebo Samuel, it was nice to get Marvin Hall. We got the quarterback we wanted, and we got Marvin Hall. The reason I traded for Jacob Eason is because I wasn't sure what those 2 rookie quarterbacks would look like. So I actually am pleased with how they turned out. So it seems like Jacob Eason trade was a waste of time, but based on what could have been, I had to make that move just to make sure that I had that guy just in case, because I am looking for strong throw power, and Jacob Eason fits that. Another guy we traded for in the trade for Kyle Juszczyk, well, the trade that sent Kyle Juszczyk away, we traded for Trevon Grimes. We got Trevon Grimes, we got Ben Mason, and we got a 2nd round pick from the Jacksonville Jaguars. And it was a perfect trade for us, I think. Moving away from a big power I form sets and strong sets and stuff like that. I think it's going to be a good trade. I think Juszczyk was just a waste for us. He could, help somebody else in somebody else's offense that would use him more. I felt like I was just wasting him, and that's why we moved him. Trevon Grimes, big 6'5", 225, decent speed, 89, 93 acceleration. Not really great catching, but he does have a really good jump, and he's probably going to be that other wide receiver on the other side of Mike Williams, and he'll mix in with Marquez Valdes-Scantling, who will get some looks just because of his speed and stuff like that. Then we got Brandon Mack, a practice squad guy we got on the team right now. He might not be on the team during the regular season. We'll see. He's got really good run block, so that's something that keeps him around. 69 run block. He's almost a tight end at the wide receiver position, but he is slower at 87 speed, 87 excel, 85 agility, so he's not great. Moving on to Isaiah Gathings, 92 speed, 6'4", 232. And another thing that PML offers is they have training camps where certain training camps you could turn a wide receiver into a tight end. We call it the Kelvin Benjamin training camp. So what it does is it adds 10 pounds to his frame, and it also adds 3 run blocks. So he would jump up to a 6'4", 242, and the parameters for a tight end in a position switch, he has to at least be 235, and he has to have 55 run block. The good news is with the Kelvin Benjamin camp, 1, he gets up to the 242, but the bad news is that he does not have the run block. So you take a look at his run block, he has 44. He would need to get up by 11 to even be considered. So that will take at least 2 seasons, at least 1 season, and then next season we could move him. That's not what I'm looking to do. We'll see if, he's a draft pick, so we'll see how long we keep him, and we'll see if that's something I do next season. But I was hoping to get him into tight end this season, because I think he'd be explosive. When you go to that Kelvin Benjamin camp, you only lose 3 speed of athleticism, so he would be an 89 speed, 93 excel tight end at 6'4", 242. So it would be really nice to have him. He has solid strength at 82 as a wide receiver. I mean, there's a lot to like with him. I'm surprised with his strength he doesn't have better run block. So let's take a look at the tight ends. We got George Kittle, of course, and then our first overall draft pick was Jalen Widermere, I believe. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but he's a big body, 6'5", 260, 83 speed, 85 excel. Not great at agility, has good catching ability, 83, 80. Then you got pretty decent route running, 71, 70. He's not the fastest. Maybe we send him to speed camp, but it might be a waste sending him to a speed camp. We could send one of those big wide receivers that we talked about, like Mike Williams. We could send there. Even Trevon Grimes we could send there. I don't think I would send Brandon Mack, but guys like that we could send there. Oops, kind of backed out here. Let's get back in there real quick. So that's the tight end situation. We have these two tight ends who are going to be a part of the offense a lot. George Kittle, of course, and then Jalen, who's going to be part of the offense when we move to that 12 personnel. Moving on to our offensive line, we got Trent Williams still. He's on the last year of his contract, so in preparation, we drafted 2 left tackles. Now, again, like I mentioned with Tom Brady, Trent Williams is over 27 and a superstar, so he's going to be a mentor to Easy here, and then also Morris. Hopefully they get good depth traits. If I get a star or even a superstar would be amazing, but if I get a star, I'd be happy, at least with one of them. That's why I took 2 to double my chances. Same thing with the quarterback. That's why I took 2 to double my chances. Then we got Marcus Cannon, who might not be that starting left guard, but we got him just in case we weren't able to get any offensive linemen in the draft that we liked. So Marcus Cannon was drafted just in case, just like Jacob was picked up just in case, just like Jacob Eason was. Then we got Richburg. We got Elijah Vera Tucker, who's back for another season. 76 overall. He's still a star dev, so he's going to get up there for us. We might send him to a camp. We might send one of those new offensive linemen. We might even send Mike Williams or something to a camp. Then we got Mike McGlinchey. He's up at the end of the season. We will have to re-sign him. Definitely want to re-sign him because how solid he is on that right tackle spot. We can't lose Trent Williams and Mike McGlinchey, so we gotta at least sign one of them. And then we got Richburg, who's actually up at the end of the season. So the whole offensive line is gonna look new. I think McGlinchey's probably the only guy I'll bring back out of all 5 of them. Then we take a look at the defense. It looks kind of the same. Got a few different faces in the depth pieces. Justice Reed is going to start that left end for us, and then Eric Armstead's going to be that defensive tackle, and then Chad Thomas just is a depth kind of guy. Then, sorry about that. Then we got Nick Bosa, Kyle Darnerson, I believe, Kendall Darnerson, and then Quentin Bell. All guys that will just be depth pieces behind Nick Bosa, and also be specialty guys, like they'll come out in a nickel set to rush the passer. Then we got Kinlaw, Adam Gostis, Quentin Jefferson, and Brian Moan. Like I said, it's going to be Kinlaw and Armstead in the middle, so the other guys are pretty much depth. Then we got Jamie Collins. I don't know if he's going to start over Kaiser White, but Kaiser White is the better speed guy. I might keep Kaiser White in there and keep putting content into him, and then Jamie Collins will just be depth behind him. Then we got Fred Warner, Mark Barron, We run a 4-3, so we don't need that many linebackers. Fred Warner, obviously, he's got actually X factor. He was just a superstar last season. He got an X factor for us. He's got reinforcement, which is great. And now going on to our other linebacker, we got Dre Greenlaw, who's an 86 overall. Nathan Gary is right behind. Jerry is right behind him. That's a depth piece. Then taking a look at the corners, we didn't change much here. We got Caleb Farley, Mackenzie Alexander. The one new guy is Trey Waynes. And then we got a couple depth pieces that who knows if they'll still be on the team. We might just carry 4 corners. Then we took a look at our safeties. We got Tavarius Moore, and then one of our draftees here, Isaiah Amau. He's 6'4", 205, great size, pretty good speed at 93 acceleration. Could see him a lot in sub packages, type of user type of guy with that size and that speed. So we'll see exactly what we do with him, but he's a good addition. And then we got Will Parks and Jordan Battle, who we drafted. Hopefully Jordan Battle gets a nice depth trait for us. He's got good speed. He's playing at strong safety. He's more of a zone safety, but we will change him for a run defense safety type of safety, more of that strong safety instead of that free safety. So that is pretty much it. Everybody else is the same. That's what the team's gonna look like. Like I said, we're gonna run a 12 personnel. Hopefully, we'll see if it works out. The overall is lower, but I like the team a little better. Had to shed some cap. Unfortunately, we can't keep everybody. We got Nick Bosa, who's on the option year of his contract. So after this season, I think we have to sign him. So that's going to be on our mind, and we got all those offensive linemen we have to sign. So we got a bunch of cap situations that we got to work around, and that's the main reason why the team looks the way it does. Hopefully we have a good season. Obviously, I hope you guys watch and pay attention to what's going on. I will be doing throughout the season every week like I did last season. Last season we fell short, 8-8. Hopefully this season we make the playoffs and win the division. But that's pretty much going to do it for this video. I don't want to make it too long. That's the new team. Let's see how it does. Hopefully that 12 personnel helps our offense with the turnovers and stuff like that. But I am Nefarious, and I am high.